I hope everyone's well today. And I'm trying to get set. I wanted you guys to see that these bags that I got the other day are still fresh, still virgin. We are going to talk about other things. Oh, my goodness. Now I have the sniffles. I hate having the sniffles. We are going to talk about other things, but I want to bring these things over here because, as you know, hope you can hear me. As you know, I'm going to have a contest pretty soon in order to give these away. Not all of them, give one away. But I also want to start so that's why I'm bringing them all over here. Excuse me just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Oh my goodness. Is there a silent way to blow your nose? No, sorry. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I wanted to talk to you about eBay. I wanted to talk to you about selling on eBay, and I wanted to talk to you about my upcoming milestone that I'm going to hopefully reach by the end of April, maybe, or I don't know. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes they come and, subscribe. So if you're new to the channel, guys, we're talking about mostly reselling. We're talking about eBay today, but I talk about other things. So I do hauls and reviews and so forth. So please subscribe if you can today and hit the bell as well. And let me know in the chat if you were actually informed that I was going live today. And if you got the little notice where it'll have like the icon or my avatar, or whatever it's called, and it'll say that I'll be on at 2 o'clock, because that's what I was hoping to do, to make an event. But I don't know if I did it right. Oh my goodness, I forgot my other light. Hold on. Hold on, let me turn my light on. Because it is really dark. Okay, that's better. I think that's much better. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let me open up the chat so I can see who's in it. You is going to forget something. I always do. Okay. And be sure and let me know how I sound. I think I turned off the volume, so it should not have an echo. Okay. You didn't get the notice? Oh my goodness, that's not cool. Well, have you hit the bell? Because if you don't hit the bell, you will not get it. So if you subscribe and then you hit the bell, you should get a notice that I'm going live or that I have a new video up. See, I didn't even get to check how my background is. Sometimes my background's messier than I want it to be. Good. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Hi, Paula B. Hi, The Frugal Shrink. The Frugal Shrink. I love that username. And then we have, who else in here? Dano is a hair geek. Oh, do you have a channel? I'd love to see that about hair. Hey, Kim Riggs 100, how are you? I'm glad you're here. And Lonnie, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you got the notification. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Garage Flips, you are missing a lot. I really enjoyed the video too. I watched it today. I forgot when you put it up, but when you were testing the electronics, that was fabulous. I love learning from Lonnie. He's a real go-getter out there in the resale world, and he's very innovative about what he's going to sell and so forth. And that's kind of what I was going to talk about as well today. So I think we're going to save the preliminaries about the giveaway for the very end. And I left you with a thought. Hey, Tammy, how are you? I left you with a thought last week about what kinds of things you sell that no one else sells. And what sells for you, whether it's not so much your niche as we've talked about before, but what is it that you've picked up once and you're like, man, I can't believe that sold. And then you find it consistently, or you keep picking up things that are like that kind of an item that you surprised you. I'll start with some of mine. One is, we all know that people want to buy back their childhood, and sometimes they want to share their favorite toys with their children, so they hunt them down. Well, we know that about Barney and his videos. They used to sell really well on Amazon, and some still do. I still sell them, and I still sell a lot of his books. But I would have never thought a little plastic toy like this one. This is Peanuts, which I think is a little bit more universally appealing for some. But I picked up a little thing like this for $1, and it sold for $18. And I would have never thought, and my granddaughter used it several times as a bath toy. Not this one again, like I said, but a Barney, because she's into Barney now. And I was telling my son, I can't believe I sold it when she's enjoying it so much. He says, don't worry about it. She's got plenty. You go ahead and sell it. So that's what I did. But yeah, things like that. What kinds of stuff do you pick up? If you'll leave it in the comment section, I'd really appreciate it. As well as the chat, because though the chat is permanent, not everyone wants to look at it. I love it. I love having it permanent because I like going back to see what everybody else was talking about. And, you know, sometimes I can't catch up with everyone who leaves a comment. And I apologize for that. Last week, I think Pinching Pesos was in my chat, and I didn't even say hey to her. So if she's ever in the chat, hey, you know I love you, Deb, and I'm so glad you were here to watch one of my videos. I really was honored because I know how busy you are. Anyway, so that's one of the things. Another thing is something like this. And I actually had a smaller one that it was a little keychain. This is an old mobile phone, and this was given to us. One of the, I don't know what he came by. I think he was actually a therapist. He came by our school. He was some kind of physical therapist, but he also worked for AT&T. And he brought us all a bunch of keychains. And I actually was able to get 2 of them and sold one. But this thing sold for about $50 on eBay. And I'm like, I just thought it was cute. It's useless. It's just a cute little item. I like to look at it on my bookshelf. That's where it is. But it's actually sold. And then I had a smaller one. It was just on one of those, you know, those little silver ball chains that usually are on light fixtures or toilet apparatus or something. It was a tiny little one. I think it was 3 of them. And I dug it out of this huge bin that this thrift store had. They always had a whole bunch of things in laundry baskets. And I'm talking mostly pencils and pens. And just, I mean, I'm talking 10 inches deep. And I just kept digging, and I grabbed some good pens, and I grabbed that. Well, I grabbed those little key rings, and I sold it on Etsy. And the girl was so excited to get it. I think she paid me about $25, $30 for it. She was excited to get it because her dad had worked for the phone company. He had given her one. She had lost it. He had passed. And she just was totally fulfilled when she got another one. So it's just little things like that. What kind of stuff do you guys pick up? And only you would see it. Only you would see the potential in it. And have you ever done that? Or are you always just dependent on, oh, well, they're selling this, or books sell, and video games sell, and vintage electronics. And even though I've tried to do that, but I don't know how to test them, so I'm not very successful with that. Hey, Fran, how are you? Let me see if I missed anybody. Dee Dee, how are you? So guys, if you're just walking in, be sure and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified. I was asking questions about what kinds of stuff you pick up that no one else will. Another thing is, and I think people are starting to get the gist of chemical, gas and chemical things. Texaco does really well for me, but not just the cars, not just all that good stuff, but something simple like a paperweight. I'll put $25 on that. Product quality, customer service, mechanical reliability is all it says. Energy, raw materials. But I thought it was really cool because it says Exxon Chemicals as well. It's not just Exxon Gas or anything like that. So this was obvious. This probably sat on the desk of an executive at Exxon. And I think someone who used to work for Exxon or whose father used to work for Exxon will pick that up. Ronnie says, I've been buying portable electric typewriters lately. They sell pretty well and no one else wants to deal with them. Exactly. You know, Lonnie, every time you get one of those, I want one. I love the Selectric ones, the IBM Selectric. There's nothing like them. And they're still in use today. You go to any kind of an office and they need to type up a quick little paper. At the DMV, they have to use them. Several places still use those typewriters. I had one of those really vintage ones, those really clanky. I forgot what brand it was, but it was a pretty good brand. And I had it just because I loved it, and I kept it in my living room. My husband fixed it because one of the keys was stuck. And then we sold it at a garage sale, and we sold it for pretty good money. I think I got $80 for it. The Frugal Shrink tells us about the 90s Guess. Yeah, the Guess stuff is definitely back. Absolutely. Fashion, I don't know. I hardly ever leave anything behind. You just never know as well. I have sold the ugliest ponchos. Hand knit, I sold one a couple of years ago. I think it was on eBay. It was a triangular poncho. It was red, white, and blue. It was scraggly and holey and fuzzy. You know how that cheap yarn gets? And I sold it like within a week after listing it. Some hipster or hippie or who knows what. Oh, and I don't know why. I think I picked it up primarily because it was Americana. It was red, white, and blue. And ponchos, as you know, come and go in fashion. But there's always someone out there who doesn't care what's in and what's out. They just love something and they buy it. You just never know. Here's another thing I always like to get. This reminds me of my Catholic school days. So anytime I see anything to do with nuns or Catholic school, I buy it and I sell it. It really does sell. Unless it's a rosary, I usually keep those because I love them. Unless they're sterling. I did sell a sterling silver rosary once, but it was missing a bead and I didn't know it was missing a bead. And actually I was selling it for a friend. That's why I sold it. I didn't know it was missing a bead. And then the lady contacted me and was really upset about it. She was very nice about it, but she said, you know, it was missing one of the beads. So of course I took it back instantly, but that sold for about $80. And I think I was telling some of my subscribers that watch my jewelry hauls and videos to look out for those rosaries because often they are sterling silver. Look at the back of the cross. Sometimes they just say Italy, but sometimes they say Italy sterling or Creed sterling. So very, very often those religious medals and those rosary beads, those prayer beads are definitely sterling. So check those out. So that was some of the stuff. And then I told you also about, well, let me check the chat, see if anybody's saying anything or came in. Violet Brown, how are you? Thank you. This is the cameo that I found in the last haul. The jewelry haul that my son sent. My daughters were there in spring break, and I sent them to a thrift store. I said, go get me a bag from that thrift store where I got some last time. And it was a skinny little bag, very, you know, not very much in there, but it was all good stuff. So I'm super happy. And then I contacted my son to please start going at least once a week or so, because it's really close to his house. And, you know, just start collecting the bags for me and then maybe stick them in a flat rate and send them off to me, and I'll reimburse him if I need to. But yeah, I thought that was a great idea to take advantage of, because for this bag where I got this, excuse me, and it was about $6.56 is what we paid for it. Is impossible to find here. You cannot find a bag for under, I would say 15 is the smallest and the cheapest ones you can buy here. And with my discount, I get them for 10, but that's still a lot. And lately, they've all been, you know, in the $30, $40 range. Really, really high. Yes, exactly, Cam Riggs. Never pass up anything hideous. You just never know what is going to sell. I think I also told you about this in my haul, but I just stumbled upon napkins accidentally. And I found these. They were Lego Star Wars. They are Lego Star Wars. They did run up, and I always ring things up or scan things from Amazon if they have a barcode. So that's just becoming a habit. But anything that I think is kind of like a classic, whether it's the Toy Story or Bug's Life or something that's, you know, happened a few years ago, I know. So these are actually selling for $28. And I did show you this in my last thrift haul, I think. I showed you two of these, and I picked up the paper plates as well, even though the paper plates did not scan up on Amazon. They were restricted. Those were not. But I'm still going to try to sell one on eBay and then give some to my daughter because they do a May 4th party or something like that. All right. Hey, Caffeine Addict, how are you? You found a 14-karat bracelet on the ground in the parking lot. Oh, my goodness. I know I have dropped some 14-karat pieces right off my ear and right off my wrist. So I always just say, well, whoever found it got really lucky. I've actually lost a long Native American fetish sterling silver necklace, beautiful, that I had for about 30 years. And when I was going to the rodeo a few years ago with my special needs students, I had to push a lot of wheelchairs. By the time we got in the bus and I loaded everybody up and whatnot it was not on my neck. So I know people can get lucky and the rest of us get unlucky. All right, guys, we're going to talk about, now that we shared a little bit about the kinds of stuff we pick up. And I hope, again, that you put that in the comment section so other people can look at it and ponder about that and realize that someone wants to buy something, whether you think it's hideous or no one cares about that character of the long ago TV show. People do. Oh, that's another one. The Office has been selling for me too. I've sold a note cube with The Office, a mug, just all kinds of things like that. Okay, well, the title of this stream today was eBay sides with the seller. And yeah, this is incredible to me because I bought a ring the other day and I was very disappointed with it. And I do not, and I still believe that honesty is the best policy. And I still believe that is what makes eBay thrive. That is what made eBay prosper, because who knew that, years ago, people were going to be buying things from strangers, sending money in the mail, sending jewelry, sending items back in the mail. That communication, who knew that was going to prosper to $1 billion company? But it did, and it did primarily because people did trust in that honesty is the best policy. So I did not like it, and it's not that I didn't like it. I did like it. I just didn't expect it to be flimsy the way it was, because it was a Native American piece, and I'm very familiar with Native American pieces, and I was just really disappointed. So I wrote, when I requested a refund, I wrote and I'm not very familiar with refunds actually, guys, because I don't get that many. I get a few here and there, but I don't get that many, and I rarely buy things that I need to return. Rarely do I do that. And so I wrote the seller back, and I said, I got it today. The ring is extremely flimsy and did not meet my expectations. Now, I could have easily put not as described. I could have said, not as described. You didn't tell me it was so lightweight. You didn't tell me the color was a little bit faded. You didn't tell me about this scratch or that scratch. But that's not the way it was. I mean, it was that I thought it was extremely not to the expectation of what I expected from a Navajo piece. Anyway, so she didn't even write me back. I think the next day I get an email from eBay saying case is closed. I said, okay, so I read the details, and in the details it says, I'm so sorry that you didn't like it. This is a hallmark of this type of tribe, and so forth and so on, and I do not take returns. So I thought, as I had mistakenly thought, that, well, I can call eBay and they can tell me, well, actually you do have buyer protection, and we'll take it up for you. We'll make it escalate to a claim or whatever. No, they told me the same thing. They said, well, actually, that buyer has a no return policy. And I said, yes, I know, but I thought eBay protected my my buy if I was not satisfied with it. I did say it's not flimsy. I said I could have lied. I could have said not as described. I said, because flimsy actually, if you really want to parse that word, you can. You can parse it down. You really can. But so it stayed there, and it made me ponder, why are we all up in arms about free returns and no returns? And if you don't want returns, then put no returns. Now I know. I always thought that even if you put no returns, you still have to take that return, but that is not the case. Even if you put do not take returns, the only way you have to take it back is if the person says not as described. And I honestly think, that the majority of people out there buying from eBay want their items, want it to meet their expectations, don't just want to use it for a day and return it. Really, that's what I think. Because I've been on the other end, and I have received things that were damaged, and things that were returned damaged, and the person said it was not as described. Not because they were damaged, because she said that it wasn't actually a designer. She didn't feel that the shoes were actually designer. Of course they were, but how can you argue with that, right? So then when I got them, the little heel had popped off, and I thought I had a recourse, but I didn't. The eBay said no, they could have been damaged in the interim. They could have been damaged in the shipping. We don't know that. So you just never know. It's kind of like a seesaw. Sometimes it's in your favor, sometimes it's not. But I really think that most of the time it is in your favor, honestly, because in the end, after we discussed it and I talked about 2 different people, and I came away thinking, because I asked him straight out, I said, so then what's my advantage to offer returns if, people are going to do that? And he said, well, we prefer that you offer returns, that you have a return policy. We feel you will have more customers. And I have to agree. I have to say I'm willing to take that risk. I don't even know if they still are pondering the changes for the spring or whatever, because every time I asked about it, I get kind of different answers. Not so much about the returns, but about how my store was going to change from a premium, or rather from a basic to I think now they added a beginner or something like that. So finally I got a good answer on that. And they even told me, oh, we're not supposed to discuss that yet, in another phone call that I made. So my point is, I think I'd rather risk a dishonest buyer once in a while than risk losing customers that want free returns or that want return policies. Because I tell you what, I'm still hunting for that perfect coral Navajo ring that I want. I'm still hunting for it. And I noticed when I went into search and sorted it down to returns accepted, the list really got narrow. It really, really got narrow. I mean, down to, from maybe, let's just say from 20,000 to 200. It went down considerably to people that are willing to accept a return. And if I'm going to spend that much, I want to be able to know that if I don't like it, if I simply don't like it, I want to return it. If it simply didn't meet my expectations, if it was flimsy when I was expecting a heavier piece, I want to be able to say, hey, it just didn't meet my expectations. I'll pay the shipping. Can I return it? What do you guys think about that? Again, guys, thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up as soon as you walk in the door. Before you leave, there are 39 people watching, so I hope I get 39 thumbs up. And let's see if anybody else popped in here. Exactly, Kimmery. That's what I'm saying, that I think we really have to trust that the people that are buying on eBay are not setting out to gyp you. There's going to be those, of course they are. And you can usually smell those real quick. But I don't know. I just feel like this is kind of the foundation of the company. I know it's gone through phases and metamorphoses and everything, but I still believe that at least most of the time, we're going to have an honest buyer, and we're going to have an honest seller, and we're going to have a good exchange. And I have things that came in my favor. I could not believe when I returned that Louis Vuitton that I paid $450 for, $500 for. And it was not as described. The guy did not show me the inside of the pocket that was peeling. So I don't know why. Directly from eBay, they gave me my money back. They let me keep the Louis Vuitton. And he didn't lose a thing. And then on the other side of the coin, I sold some expensive boots. Well, they were $80. I specified they were extremely worn. I specified that they needed to be resold. And somehow or another, the lady was able to convince them that they were more worn than she thought. And she returned them. She paid the shipping to return them. No, did she pay the shipping to return them? I don't even remember. I don't think she did. But either way, I kept the money and she kept the money. That was another one. And she returned the boots, actually. She returned the boots. She kept her money. I kept my money. I don't think I paid the shipping. And then I just redonated them back to the Goodwill. I wanted nothing to do with them anymore. Peace and love around the world. No returns is a red flag for me. Exactly. I feel the same way. I feel that if you put no returns, it means that something could possibly be wrong with them. I feel the same way. And I do the same thing at the mall. My girls love to go to those little boutiques, and I go in there very, very cautious, and I go read the thing. Okay, you can return it in 3 days. What? Or you can't return it at all. And even Dillard's now has in their clearance a 7-day return policy. I make sure I read that because I may not be able to come back in 7 days. And I'm certainly not going to shop for myself. I will not shop in a place that does not have returns, period. So that's what they told me last night. They said, we feel you will get more sales if you offer returns. So though a buyer has the right to have a no return policy, and it is honored unless it is not as described. So that's why we're getting the ones that, you know, they'll say there's not as described, or I've even had somebody say it was orange, not red. It was rusty red, not, you know, bright red or lipstick red or whatever. They will get you on any nuance, and that's fine. But those are once in a while. They really are. I don't think they're that prolific. So I'm not going to worry about it. If I'm forced to use the free returns or whatever they're talking about now, and I'm kind of confused as to all of that, I'll wait till I get a direct notice from eBay. And if I'm still going to get the discount with shipping and the top seller discounts, they add up. They add up big time to me. It's not just 50 cents. It's $1.50 here and there for mine. It really is. And when you're selling a few things, you know, every week, and like today I shipped out 8 things, that's a lot of savings. It really, really is. And I think it even counteracts that free label you have to send once in a while. And hopefully you don't get back something that's damaged, but definitely take it up with the people at eBay. They answer the phone, they talk to you. They may not answer it the way you want. You may have to talk to 3 people. I was on the phone with 3 people last night. Really, I was very upset. I said, this is what happens to honest buyers. And he said, I agree. And I'm totally with you on that. But a seller has the right to have a no return policy. And the only way we'll honor it is if there's something wrong with the item. And I have to agree with that too, if that's what they want. But again, like I said, when I searched for the ring that I want, my limit was this small. My list was this small. It was very, very limited, and I was very upset about it. But you know what I did? I went to Posh, I went to Mercari, and I went to other places. Simple as that. And I do this. I don't do it so much with free shipping, but I always sort by now. I always sort by, I didn't even realize. Now I'm going to always sort by if you have a return policy. And I never sorted it, but I always looked at it. And if they had a no return policy, I usually did not buy from them because you just never know. Especially with jewelry. I feel like, you know, they may not tell you about a crack. They may not see the crack. You just never know. Or they may say, this happened not too long ago as well. They said it was turquoise. It was faux turquoise. I know when I see faux turquoise. So, of course, I returned it. And they were gracious about it. The other day, I bought a coffee pot. And to me, that was the epitome of a fabulous seller. And she had, oh my gosh, so much feedback. I think over $100. Just amazing, amazing feedback. And she listed it as mint. Oh gosh, that's a dangerous word. She listed it as mint. She listed it as complete. Well, I got the coffee pot and it didn't have the little lid for the canister. So I wrote to her. I said, it's missing the canister. You said it was mint. You said it was complete. Didn't even have to go through eBay. She said, keep it. I'm refunding you right now. I can't sell it like that way anyway. No problem. Case closed. She would have lost a lot more money if she had to pay for that label to get returned. She knew it was her mistake. It won't happen again, I'm sure. I'm still making coffee out of that coffee pot, guys, because that's all I have right now. I gotta buy another one. But I felt like, you know, it needs the little canister because you get a few grounds in there if you don't have that little canister. And I'm a percolator person. I love my coffee to be percolated. I don't like Keurig and all that stuff. But anyway, I digress. Shall we go on with the contest rules? I think so. Be sure and leave your comments. So I really want to hear your thoughts about eBay and the free returns, whether or not you do them, what kind of items you sell that you think will be more vulnerable to that type of a policy. I sell everything. I sell hard goods. I sell shoes. I sell clothes. I sell jewelry. I sell fine jewelry. I sell custom. I sell junk. So I'm still going to offer, I'm going to leave my return policy the way it is. I don't know if they want me to do the other, like I said, the free returns or whatever. I'll probably jump on board on that too, as long as I can keep getting the exposure and, you know, on eBay and knowing that whatever they buy from me, if it's not what they want, if it's not what they expected, I'm going to take it back. I think it's the cost of business. All right, this is what I'm going to do, guys. Oh, good, Kim Riggs. I do the same thing with my percolator. I keep replacing them. They used to make them a lot better. I had one for a good many years. And then when I had started replacing them, I got to replace them like every 5 years. But I do love them. I think I love the way they smell. I love the sound. And they make great coffee. And I don't know who loves Keurig, but Keurig, I don't know. I just don't know. Though I did try some chai tea once at a dealership when I was shopping for a car. And that made a really, really, hey, Deb Mitchell, how are you? That made a really good pot of chai tea, but for coffee, no, ma'am. Carl W., thanks for being here. Cassandra Daly, thank you for being here as well. My name on eBay is Thelma Thrift, and I have shared my links. If you go to my About page here on YouTube, you can find all of the little icons, and one of them is these little bags that I'm gonna start source. Well, gosh, what I do with my marker? Hold on just a sec. Let me grab another one. Okay, I'm gonna mark these 1 through 9. And then you're going to vote. Before we leave, you're going to vote on which one I should offer when I hit my next hallmark, which I believe is it 6,000 or 7,000? I think it's 7,000. And I'm hoping to hit it by the end of April. And then we'll do some kind of a trivia. Hey, Harley Graham, how are you? Oh, I do the one on the stove and the I do the little, that's why I was trying to bid on one the other day, because I love those percolators that go on the stove too. And I do have one, but it's very collectible. And I'm hoping to sell it one day, and I don't want to use it that much. I just use it occasionally. Plus, I also have one of those French presses, but it's a tiny one with just 1 cup. All right, so I'm going to show them to you, and I'm going to put 1 all the way through 9, and then you guys vote on the one you think I should give away. Okay, so here's number 1. And I'm going to put number 1 on it, right there. Can you see that where I wrote 1? Okay. I hope you guys remember. It's so hard. You know, psychologically, they say you only remember the first and the last in the list. I don't know. I don't know. That's why people who enter contests like chili cook-offs, they always want to be first or last. I found that to be true. I'm still thinking about the rodeo, guys. I love the chili cook-offs there. Okay, here's 2. You like number 1 already, Cameron? You're awesome. Okay, this is 2. Because, see, I want to start opening the other ones and doing some videos on these. I'm too anxious to get these done. This is number 2. This is a permanent marker, so, yeah. Oh, it's dry erase. But it'll stay. It'll stay. I won't touch it, I promise. And you can always rewatch the video. Again, we're talking about what? The honor system, right? You guys got to trust me. I would never, ever mess with a virgin bag or jar, ever. It's sacred. Okay, this is 3. I love Cuban coffee. I love Cuban food. I need to find a good Cuban sandwich. I used to have a good place here in Houston, but we closed down. I think it was called El Cubano, if I'm not mistaken. It was a good place. All right. So that's 3. This one's heavy. That doesn't mean anything. 4. Don't start voting yet, guys. Well, maybe you can. Go ahead. Whatever. Maybe I'll time it when we finish, and then I'll stop taking the votes and I'll try to count. You guys can help me count, because math is not my forte. Hello, I'm kidding. Okay, wow. 5. Here's number 5. This one's got some. They all do. I see something interesting in all of these. I really do. That's why I love these things. This is 5. These are all the same size. And remember I told you I had with them, they had for $19.99 and one for $14.99. Wow. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I'll have to take that later. Okay. Okay. Where was I? 5? I did 5. I'm on 6, right? I'm on 6. I think I'm on 6. 7, 8. 9. Yeah. No, this was 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. We have 3 more. This was 6. I'm confused too. That's why I think that's why Princess Casserole said just pick one out. But I wanted you guys to pick. Okay. This is 7 now. This is 7. No, oh, gosh, I'm so confused. No, this is another one, guys. Let's start again. Oh, let's start again. I'm sorry. You probably want to see them again anyway. Here's 3. This time I'm going to put them all on this side. Here's 1. Okay, because I don't want to mess this up, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, you need to see them again anyway. This is 2. Hey, Carrie W., how are you? Hey, Maureen, how are you? I didn't do 6. Okay, so that's what happened. That was that one. We have 1, 2, 3. Here's 4. Hey, Princess Casserole, how are you? We're voting on bags. Just pick your favorite number. Just pick your favorite lucky number. 4. Am I missing one? Okay, there it is. 4. This was 5, and it's fading because I rubbed on it. That was 5. And then this one is 6. And I'll show you the one you pick after we finish. That one is 6. Hey guys, if you're watching for the first time, be sure and subscribe. We're talking about eBay and reselling, but right now we're having a contest and we're picking the prize because I'm going to have the contest. Hopefully by the end of April, I will hit 7,000 subscribers. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we're up to lucky 7. Maybe. Some people might be lucky. 7. All right. See, I wrote 7 there. I like the number 7 too. Not the bag, but the number. It's usually my lucky number. At least I think it is. All right, here's an 8. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up before you leave, guys. I know you're busy this weekend. But, and hit the bell so that you can be notified when I do the contest. Because I don't like to announce it. You will not see a banner on my video that says giveaway. I learned about that a while back. Because you'll get people who never watch your channel. They just search for contests and they come in and win and we never see them again. Okay, it's the final one. 9. Okay, so now help me count, guys. Help me count all of the votes. And I'll count them too and see who comes up with the winner here. Okay, I'm gonna see. Oh, we're gonna stop it now. I'll write stop. Stop count. That way, I hope it's not too delayed. I'll give you about 3 minutes. I mean, about 3 seconds, and then I'll put stop counting or stop voting. Okay. So, let me see the seconds here. Okay. Stop voting, and we're going to count them now. Either way, this is not the contest. This is just so you can tell me which one you want to win. Whichever one has the most votes, it's the one that's going to win. Okay? So from when I said stop counting, those are the ones we're going to count. Okay, so we have 2 votes for number 5. All right, let me put number 5. I have a 3, 1. Oh, I like the way you did that, Maureen. That was great. 3 6s, but you can only vote once. It's not like real-time voting, right? Okay, so we have a 6, and then we have another 2. We have another 6, a 5, and a 7, and then we have another 6, and a 5. Okay, I have 3 6s, 2 5s, a 7, 2 2s, 3, and a 1. Am I correct? So it looks like number 6 is the winner. Is that what you guys are seeing? Hey, Latest Grace, how are you? It is hard to pick, but you did say 1. Okay, we're going to put another vote for number 1. I don't think I saw that one. Oh, no, I did. Yeah, I had done that one. Okay. Is everybody in agreement that 6 is the winner? Now that I counted them all, I have 2 5s, 1 7. From when I said stop voting, that's what I have. Is that what you guys have? Perfect. Okay. All right. Then we'll go for number 6 and we'll look at it again. Where are you, 6? Okay. Here it is. This is a nice one. It looks like it's got a watch and stuff. There was one in here that was poking me with a brooch. I don't know if this is it. But this is it here. And it looks really, you guys are good. Was it 9 or 6? Wait a second. Oh, God. No. Wait a second. This is number 6. Yes, because this one has the curl. God, I'm crazy. This is number 6. It's got a lot of metal, so y'all did good. Yeah, that was number 9. This is 6, because see, this one has a curl, and this one does not. This one's a straight up 9. This is nuts, guys. I'm sorry. Thanks for putting up with my craziness. I really appreciate it, but this is a lot of metal in here. I think you guys are going to do well, whoever wins it. I'm excited for you. Yeah, you got some bangles there. You got a lot of metal back here. And this is definitely number 6. Okay? Now it's got like a little crystal or something there. It's got a hole in it though, so I hope that's not damaged, or if that's the way it goes, it won't. And I will package this nice and secure in a flat rate, so don't think I'm going to dump it. You're going to get it just like that with the marker on it and the price on it and everything. So I'm going to let you go, guys. I have to go shopping for an Easter outfit for my grandson. And I have to go buy some potatoes for making potato salad tomorrow. My daughter's kind of hosting, so she's making mostly everything. But I thought I would bring something, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I discussed everything I wanted to discuss. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you give me a thumbs up before you leave. If you're new to the channel, again, we do a lot of resale talk, but we also talk about other things. I'm going to do a handbag haul very soon. I'm going to do a regular haul. I bought a whole lot of stuff the other day, all kinds of stuff. So I want to show it to you. And I hope you come back for that. I hope you see my next ride along where I show you where I bought these bags. I do a little footage from there. And again, don't forget to hit the bell so that you can be notified when I do the contest. And again, it's not going to say contest. It's just know that when I hit the next milestone, I think it's 7,000. I think I'm about 80 away. Oops, about 80 subscribers away. And bye, Thelma. Thank you, Lonnie. I appreciate you being here. Now, I will open the other bags. I'll open the other bags all week. I'll probably do a video once a week on the other bags. And I'm super excited for whoever wins the contest. I'm still working out the details. It'll probably be some kind of trivia, but not trivia in general about anything. More trivia about what I do, what I thrift, how I thrift, or things like that, or what I spend, or I don't know. I'll think of something, but I really want to do that kind of a video. All right. So again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. Oh, I can't wait to open these bags, guys. I hope they're good. And I'll see y'all soon. Have a great Easter as well. If you celebrate Easter, enjoy it with your family. Be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.